Thank you, dear Modi. Dear Toastmasters, wonderful guests, Ohio gozaimasu. No, I'm not trying to sound more cryptic by greeting you good morning in Japanese. Why I did that was for a simple reason, because my speaker is coming here next would be speaking on a very deep Japanese concept called as Karoshi. He is pursuing dynamic leadership pathways and he is on level 1 and project 3. And his speech criteria is not that cryptic today. All he has to do is to write a speech with purpose. And as we all know in Toastmasters, the general purpose of any speech is simple. Either you have to inform, or you have to persuade, or you have to entertain the audience. So let us see what is the specific purpose of my speaker when he comes here and speaks for 5 to 7 minutes. I wish him all the best. Back to you, sir.
Toastmaster Deepak, Karoshi, Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Morning.
Have you ever sent an email at 11 o'clock in the night and felt proud of how committed you are to your profession?
Yep.
Have you ever frowned upon a colleague who comes in sharp at 9 o'clock, leaves sharp at 5 p.m. and disconnects from work after that? Have you ever bragged about the fact that you have the potential to work for 14 to 15 hours straight and sustain yourself for maybe 4 hours of sleep? Have you ever worn your exhaustion as a badge of honor? I know I have, and I'm sure many of you have too. I was reading this article one day about a Japanese word, a rather cryptic word at that, called Karoshi. Karoshi means death by overwork. Now this is not just a word, for me it's also something similar to a productivity hack. Because if you're dead, your inbox doesn't really matter. And if you're dead, you took the part dead from the word deadline to take it seriously. So in Japan, this is a very honorable thing to attain Karoshi. And it is not just a word, it's a certified cause of death in Japan. Also during one of my readings, I came across this article of a cardiothoracic surgeon in Japan, Dr. Tanaka. This cardiothoracic surgeon was doing a round in the wards and seeing his patients. Now when he was seeing his patients, he suddenly had a massive chest pain and then he collapsed. Now because he was a doctor and because he was in the wards, he was surrounded by medical staff, doctors and nurses around him. So when he collapsed, the chest compression started immediately. Immediately he was rushed to the ER. He was put on a mechanical ventilation. He was taken to a cardiology lab. It was found that a major artery of his heart, called the LAD, was blocked by 100%. That was stented and angioplasty was done. He was shifted to the ICU. He was put on a machine to maintain his oxygenation. He was managed very aggressively. Despite all these efforts, he was proclaimed dead the next day. Now, this story had a profound influence on me. The reason being that just a month before that, in the month of July this year, I had an open angioplasty. Now, I did not have a chest pain. I did not have a heart attack. I just went for routine cardiac checkup, and the doctors found there's something wrong with my heart. And they told me that I should get an angioplasty done. So, as an elective procedure, after a week, thinking that it might be okay, I went for an angiography. And when the doctor was doing the angiography, he had a very cryptic look on his face when he saw the things. And the physiology of the heart is a very complicated matter. I will complicate it or make it very technical. I'm going to oversimplify it, but what you need to know is there are 3 major arteries in the heart. The third major artery is called the RCA. Now when it comes to the RCA, if a person has a block in the RCA, he can maybe survive 5 to 7 hours till he gets to a hospital because the first 2 arteries will take over. My RCA was blocked by 70%. The next major artery in the heart is called the LCS. job, again I'm simplifying it, but maybe a person can survive 3 to 4 hours before he reaches a hospital for an angioplasty. My LCX was blocked 80%. And because God has a very weird sense of humor, and I think He has a liking for pattern, the most major artery, the LED, in my case, was blocked 70, 80, 90%. So my LED was blocked by 90%. Dr. Tanaka, when he collapsed, his LED was blocked by 100%, which is why despite all these measures that were taken, he could not survive. Dr. Tanaka actually was a victim of Karoshi, and I was very close to getting there. Now, when we speak about Dr. Tanaka, his colleagues always described him as a very mild-mannered person. He did not smoke, he did not have any comorbidities, he was relatively fit. So the only thing they could ascribe this to was to his lifestyle. Being a cardiothoracic surgeon, he was in a very stressful job which required long and very haphazard hours. He would maybe get a call at 11 p.m. in the night for an emergency, he would have to go there. He would get a call at 5 in the morning, he would have to go there. So he did not plan to die for his work, but unfortunately he did not plan to live either for that. So that was the story of Dr. Tanaka, which had a profound influence on me. And when I stand over here and speak this to you, what is the solution, you might ask? It's very easy to stand on a podium and preach about Karoshi, but what is the solution to this? And there is no individualized solution in my view, because everybody's situation is unique. We cannot all just quit our jobs and go to a beach to relax, because we have responsibilities, we have families to take care of. But what is important is that we understand what we're doing this all for. If you are working so hard for a paycheck, tomorrow if the person were to die, the job would be replaced within 2 weeks, and there's no more paycheck. Then what is the point of all this effort being put in? So what we have to, I feel, in my view, what we have to do is maybe just reclaim some of the boundaries that we have so easily given away to our work, and maybe we should realize that not taking a work call after 5 p.m. is not something to be frowned upon. Switching off your work phone during a vacation is something not to be frowned upon. It is fine. It's something that you can do, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that productivity, which is always persistent, leads to overburden. Overburden leads to Karoshi. And sometimes the most productive thing that one can do is do nothing at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear Modi. The only thing cryptic about Deepak's speech was its title, Karoshi. For people like us who don't know Japanese as such, I found it a bit cryptic. But for me, it was like a master chef preparing sushi. Beautifully crafted speech, nicely rolled out with anecdotes and delivered with a voice. Fantastic. The general purpose of this speech was very clear. He wanted to inform us about the perils of too much of hard work and ignoring your health, and to inspire us how to overcome on this health hazard which is facing and glaring and staring at you. I loved, Deepak, the way you started the speech. It was very effective opening. Have you done that? Have you done that? Have you done that? You hammered us with that opening note. And that literally woke me up. Fantastic. The second one, the speech itself was a masterclass. You defined what is Karoshi. You gave us an anecdote of Dr. Tanaka. Then you spiced it up with your own angioplasty example. And the best part, what I felt was, you didn't made it into a sympathy fest. You didn't made it into a melodrama that, oh, I had an angioplasty. But you just, in that flow, you came up with that wonderful speech, very inspiring. Here, I would like to give you a small suggestion. Your speech was rich with information. For a non-medical, or a layman, no one knew what are these three activities? RCA, LED, LCD, what is that? Had you shown us the anatomy of eye, probably it would have got registered with us. That was one. And secondly, when you are delivering such a serious topic, you have to exude that seriousness in front of the audience. Standing on one leg probably shows the casualness in that. Avoid that. Stand firm. Take a position on the stage and deliver your punch lines. It will be more effective. I also love the way you use the word of the day in your speech. That shows your mental alertness. Deepak, you have served as a 5-star speech, well prepared, engaging, and engrossing. A little polish on delivery, you'll be unstoppable. Wishing you life full of health, happiness, and no blockages in your arteries and as well as in your ambition. Thank you.
Moving on to our last evaluator, Toastmaster Puttu, whose target speaker was Toastmaster Money. Can you please come up on stage and give a constructive feedback for our target speaker? Thank you.
Good morning once again.
Good morning.